Ethical Behavior Training presented by Keilani Goggins, Antoinette Howell, John Stubbs, and Ashia Tabb. The purpose of this training is to focus on ethical behavior and its role in leadership. Research has revealed that ethical behavior yields more positive results than unethical behavior. So basically, it comes down to an individual deciding to do the right thing the right way, being open, being honest, and being fair. It is very important for us to make sure that we stray away from unethical behavior in our workplace, personal life, and the community in which we reside. Appropriate ethical behaviors are learned at early stages in life. The best way to maintain this understanding is to incorporate formal ethic training into all areas of life. According to Johnson, 2016, ethical training sessions have been proven to increase moral sensitivity, increase moral judgment, reduce destructive behaviors, prevent scandals, and reinforce organizational mission and values. This training session will cover the following areas: the impact of ethical and non-ethical behavior within teams, power issues within teams, team facilitation skills, and how to successfully address ethical dilemmas while focusing on keys to facilitate efficient and successful teams.
Hi, this is Keilani Goggins, and I will discuss ethical and non-ethical behavior within teams, as well as power issues within teams. As the workplace evolves, teams are now playing a much larger role in the workplace. And according to Johnson 2016, teams generally make important organizational decisions. The success or failure of a team is dependent on moral performance, meaning that how we approach our work can have a significant impact on our team's performance. In small teams, team members' actions and behaviors can significantly impact a team's success or failure. There are certain ethical dispositions that lend themselves to positive team interactions and increased success. As the old adage goes, attitude is everything. According to Johnson 2016, exhibiting a cooperative orientation means that a team member realizes that an individual's success is dependent on the success of other team members. Everyone has to do his or her part for the project to be successful. Teammates who adopt a cooperative orientation make sure to communicate explicitly, make decisions collaboratively, and engage in continuous assessment and reflection in order to refine their process. Team members should not engage in social loafing, when an individual slacks off because they're working in a group. Team members should also adopt open and supportive behavior and know the core values of the organization and recognize one's responsibility, not just as a team member, but as a citizen of society. Johnson talks about ethical danger signs, including groupthink, which puts unanimous agreement ahead of reasonable thought, mismanaged agreement, or the Abilene paradox, when a person says yes but means no, escalated commitment, where a team throws more resources and manpower towards a failing project or course of action, concerted control, where unspoken norms become the rule, and lastly, moral exclusion. Moral exclusion is when team members create boundaries where they treat outsiders unfairly. According to Susan Apatow, there are 5 stages that moral exclusion passes through. We will now discuss power. It's considered the foundation for influence. Power within itself is not unethical. It's how power is managed and used. Power is what leaders use to manage the direction of a group, and it can be easily abused. Traditionally, there have been 2 kinds of power: hard, which is linked to position, and soft power, which is more person-centered. According to Johnson, hard power tends to be more abused and can be more dangerous than soft power. As technology makes society more global and open, there are new types of power being defined. Old power tends to be concentrated among a few. It's closed and inaccessible and leader-driven, very traditional. New power is open, participatory, and more diffused. It's more peer-driven. Think about crowdfunding, social media, those types of vehicles. To mitigate power issues, team members should be reminded that they depend on each other. Those who may hold significant power should be open to feedback and reciprocal influence. Empowerment of all team members is important. The new model tends to promote that more with its diffused power and leadership structure. Empowered team members are more committed to their work as they feel like they are part of the process and have more skin in the game. Leaders can overcome the barriers to empowerment by 1. Starting and orienting the process of change, 2. Making changes and dealing with discouragement, and 3. Adopting and refining empowerment to fit the organization.
Hello, I am John Stubbs, and I will be narrating slides 11 through 16. Team facilitation. Why is team facilitation important? Team facilitation is important because in today's global society, everything that we do is a part of a bigger picture. When working for an organization, an educational entity, business, government, whatever organization in which you work for or perform work for, you are part of a bigger picture. With that being said, collaboration is key. Collaboration happens across departments, across various structures, and even across industries altogether. An example of that would be an educational entity reaching out to industry to reform educational programs to meet industry standards. While collaboration is important, team facilitation must take place within the collaboration process. Author of The Secrets of Team Facilitation, Greg Burns, suggests that any competent proponent of team facilitation must possess the following skills: skills in group development or how to develop groups, skills in setting effective goals, skills in assigning effective roles to individuals participating in group activities, communication skills, meeting management and being able to convey those messages to senior level leaders, decision making skills, and problem solving skills. There are various roles in team facilitation. Author Greg Burns suggests that there are three roles that stand above the rest, those three being the role of leader, member, and coach. The leader, or the facilitator, is the individual who provides the strategic plan for the overall group. They set the vision. The member or members are the individuals responsible for carrying out that mission. The coach or coaches are the individuals within groups who remain impartial and provide feedback in regards to how the overall group is doing and how the leader is performing the task. They're sometimes also called confidants to the actual leaders because leaders talk to them and value their opinions within inside of the group. What is an ethical dilemma? An ethical dilemma involves the art of choosing between two or more morally acceptable options. And ethical dilemmas are ever present in all walks of life. Everyone, in some way, shape, form, or fashion, has experienced some type of ethical dilemma in his or her personal life, career, or even educational life. The Personal Finance Society suggests following the 7 steps below when handling ethical dilemmas. Those steps being: be slow to speak and quick to listen, gain another perspective, identify the underlying issue without including any emotional constraints, evaluate your choices and think about the consequences of making those choices. After you make your decision, share with the individuals that it affects directly and gain their feedback. Explore the situation at hand and decide what could be done in the future to prevent this from reoccurring. Evaluate what could have been done differently to change the possible outcome of the situation.
Transforming into an ethical leader is the main goal for facilitating an efficient and successful team. There are 6 different strategies outlined in the text Organizational Ethics, and these strategies include 6 steps for leaders to incorporate within their leadership to facilitate a successful environment.
Keys for facilitating efficient and successful teams would include the ethical leader's ability to be aware of their ethical behavior. Keys to facilitating efficient and successful teams. According to Howell, there are successful tips for ethical leadership, which include providing and communicating vision and ideas, demonstrating ethical values and integrity of character, leaders knowing themselves and their content, having diverse skills and being flexible, and building the organization while promoting the personal growth of themselves and others. The impact of effective and successful leadership is important to promote a more successful work environment and educational environment. Addressing potential power issues that may arise and potential ethical dilemmas that may arise can lead to proactive leadership that will motivate team members to display similar ethical characteristics as their leaders. By incorporating the 6 steps of leadership, according to Howell, which is providing and communicating vision and ideas, demonstrating ethical values and integrity of character, leaders knowing themselves and their content, having diverse skills that are flexible, and building in the organization, a leader will be able to increase more ethical actions and ethical behaviors into their leadership styles. We can take stock of ourselves according to the 10 attributes and reflect and then think of ways to improve. We can commit to continuous improvement, and by doing so, we model the motivation and lifelong learning that are also goals of students and colleagues.
Page 1 of references used for this presentation. Page 2 of references used for this presentation.